What's going on, ghosties? Welcome back to Tales of Spooky Coffee House. If you're new here, welcome to our podcast. My name is Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we are your hosts. On today's episode, we will be discussing our haunted location, Oakland Cemetery, and serial killer of the week, Hiroshi Maeue, as well as a tarot card reading to end the podcast. I will not be saying that guy's last name again. Well, maybe when I introduce my segment, but it's spelled Maeue. So, anyways, how are you, Chelsea? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm being basic tonight. I'm just drinking coffee with pumpkin spice creamer.
That's not basic. That's yummy.
I also have some whipped cream on top too.
Girl, that ain't basic. Shoot, my Folgers coffee is basic with powdered creamer.
I mean, I could go that basic, but I'm really milking the pumpkin spice creamer stuff right now. So
and take advantage of it while you can, because you know these bitches will take it off the shelves as soon as it's December. January, maybe?
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get away with January just because they have like the production they have to get rid of.
That's true. You guys did get your pumpkin spice stuff a little earlier than we did out here in California, so maybe you'll have it longer. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you? What are you drinking?
Yeah, I'm doing great. What are you, a fucking robot? This guy. I'm doing good. So yeah, I want to give a shout out. I'm actually drinking tea tonight. I know it's not coffee. Don't come at me. But this tea has been pretty good. So once upon a time, I was on TikTok and I was just going through lives trying to chat with people, and I came across a live where their at name is Free Spirit Beauty, spelled Beautee. Get it? Beauty. Anyways, and they were talking about how they make their own teas, and you know, they have this company of theirs, and I actually ordered 2 different type of teas from them. They're called Emerald Coast Alternatives, by the way. That's their company's name. I'm currently drinking their Brain and Body tea, and let me tell you, it's delicious. They do recommend that you drink it with lemonade. I don't really do lemonade, but I'm so tempted to buy some lemonade just to mix it with the tea, because I don't know, I feel like it would be tastier. But I'm someone who doesn't mind drinking plain old tea or even like coffee, like black coffee, right? So yeah, guys, it's delicious. I highly recommend. I've been drinking their tea since I've got their order in. Like I said, you can find them on TikTok, freespirit.beauty. Yeah, I don't know. Tea is good for me.
Tea is definitely one of those things that's very good for you, especially when you drink it accordingly. I have tried so many times to start a tea garden so I can make my own teas, but I can't keep plants alive. So I can keep kids alive, just not plants.
Well, let's be grateful you could do that, man. Yeah, well, they're considered a medicinal tea shop. So, you know, they put specific herbs, I guess, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Into each of their teas and to give it a specific purpose for you. But yeah, I recommend it. Chelsea, I'm gonna buy you one and send it over to you so you could try it out. Tell me how you like it. But also, I wanted to kind of tell you and the ghosties about something that happened last night in my room.
We're trying to keep this like PG-13, right?
No, it's definitely PG-13. So okay.
You're scaring me.
I'm scaring myself with these flashbacks, man. Okay, so last
night you're just making it so much worse.
So last night I was laying on my bed, Abby, trying to go to sleep. Stop. And okay, I'm on a hydroxyzine. Okay, hydroxyzine is a medication for prescription drug for sleep. It helps with anxiety as well. So I took it for sleep, and obviously I'm also hitting my pen, right? So I'm high as well. It's not a controlled medication, by the way. It's not Xanax or anything. It's like literally one step after Benadryl type of thing. Okay, it just happens to be prescription. Anyways, so I'm ready to knock out, and I'm laying in bed. It's dark. I have my TV off. Tell me why first I heard noises like a tapping, right? And I'm like, oh, maybe my mom's like knocking on my door, knocking on the wall. I'm very paranoid at night. Like, oh my gosh, she needs me. Like something happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not gonna believe me. And then I heard footsteps running in my room on the ceiling.
Why would I not believe you? I've told you before that your house scares the shit out of me.
Okay, well, I don't want to believe myself. So I got so scared. I remember laying there and I was like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna see a ghost tonight. All right. And I'm like prepping myself mentally, like, okay, if you see something, don't freak out. Don't freak out. And so I kind of like sit up on my bed and I look around a little bit and I don't see anything. And then I turn my flash on my phone. I don't see anything, but then I hear it again and it sounds like running footsteps. And I'm like, no, hell no, dude. And it's not loud. It's very light, but you could tell that it would be like what sounds like running footsteps. So I'm like, well, that's going to be a great story tomorrow. And I kind of just turned around and went to sleep, knocked out. But yeah, that happened last night. So that was fun.
Do you think it had anything to do with the drugs you took? Like you were hallucinating almost?
Oh no, I've taken this drug many times before. I've actually been taking it for the past week and a half just because my sleep has been horrible. You know, it started all when I was sick with COVID and stuff, so my sleep was just not it, and I had asked for hydroxyzine to help me knock out. But no, I've done this many times before. I've never hallucinated. It's like I said, it's not that type of drug. It's not that strong.
Well, you said it was helping you sleep, so I was thinking maybe like it was
like a dream type thing.
Like a vivid dream. Yeah.
No, because I sat up, girl.
Well, remember the story I told you about with the witch on the ceiling and I got stuck?
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I told you in a couple episodes before, like actually not even a couple, like a long time
Yeah, that's
ago.
why I don't remember. But go ahead and retell it.
Something the night before, and I was getting up the next morning. Well, I was in like that lucid state between waking and sleeping, and I opened my eyes and I was stuck. It was I think they call it night terrors. And I was stuck, and there was a witch that was like on the ceiling, and then she like came towards me to like grab me.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't move and I couldn't scream.
Ooh, yeah.
So I was thinking like maybe you had one of those.
No, because, and I'll tell you how I know, how I could debunk that theory is because that stage that you're talking about, the in between, I've experienced that before where I'm in my dream, like I'm awake, but I'm not. And I'm trying to escape or I'm trying to run from something. And I literally remember running to my door, but not officially waking up until the door's open. Like whether it was the movement of my hand or the sound of the door opening, it like brought me back, right? But last night, I was trying to fall asleep. I was not asleep yet. I was not in that stage. And I do remember sitting up. And when I sat up, that was a moment where I was awake. I knew what was happening. I knew I was awake. It like no question about it. To where when I ran up to my door that one time, I was questioning like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, where am I going? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted to see if I hear it again. Can we debunk this? I'm sure we can. I'm sure there's some kind of explanation for it. But it was spooky, and I thought I'd share it because you know what? It's a spooky podcast. So
well, hopefully you better tell that ghost not to kill you tonight because I need my best friend.
Oh, I ain't scared. Come at me, dude. Come at me.
So, Veronica.
Yes, my best friend.
I have been waiting oh so patiently for a revenge would you rather.
Oh no, you see, so the thing about that is our ratings went down really bad, so I don't think we should do it anymore.
Actually, they went up.
No, they didn't.
Oh, yes, they did. Did you want to tell them about all the new countries that we've had join us since our Would You Rather has started?
Let me go ahead and do that. Thanks for reminding me before, I guess, you start torturing me. I'm going to take my sweet ass time.
Good, so guys, live in the anticipation.
I know. So, guys, I was never one to be like into the analytics of our podcast and stuff, but it's interesting, okay? And I kind of got addicted just to checking our stats and stuff. And there's a part in our analytics where it's like what audience, like where our audience is from. And the list grew slowly but surely. Like I'm about to list the different countries that listen to us. I also want to say thank you for listening to us. To those who have been listening to us from the beginning, how you doing? How you been? What are you drinking? To those who are barely like starting to listen to us, hi, hopefully we don't scare you away. We're normal, kind of. And yes. So, anyways, so we got the United States. Okay. Germany, India, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Poland, Ireland, Sweden, Romania, and Japan.
There's just one little country missing that's really pissing Veronica off.
It's pissing me the fuck off. And you know what? I think we could all guess what it is, all right?
Mexico!
Ew. Don't embarrass me like that, Chelsea. Anyways. Yeah, no, Mexico, where the flip are you? Huh?
I mean, we've only done how many serial killers from Mexico? Like, they should be on our list by now.
I've even been doing haunted locations out there because you know what? Nothing is scarier than a flippin' haunted cemetery in Mexico, dude. I've been to cemeteries out there. They don't play out there, okay? They don't play.
Right. Anyways, are you ready for my game?
No, so yeah, like the other day, what I was gonna tell you too,
just embrace it, Veronica.
All right, go.
Okay, remember, don't think, just answer.
Easy.
Okay. Would you rather dunk for apples or carve a jack-o'-lantern?
Carve a jack-o'-lantern.
Would you rather be cursed to live forever or to die young?
Cursed to die young. I don't think anyone wants to live forever.
Would you rather piss off Maleficent or the Wicked Witch of the West?
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Would you rather put your hand into a dark, slimy hole to try and find something small, or walk into a very spooky, dark cave to try and find something big?
Yeah, spooky cave.
Really?
Yeah.
What if it's big enough to eat you?
Oh, this involves creatures? Yeah, no, cave. I'd rather see it coming.
Would you rather be chased by Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, or Ghostface?
Jason, I'll just jump in the lake. Come get me, bitch.
That was a good answer.
Thank you. I'm scared.
Would you rather be eaten alive by rats or by fish?
Fish. Hopefully I'll drown first.
Would you rather brutally murder 6 strangers or be part of the human centipede?
Sorry, 6 strangers. You gotta go.
Would you rather get kidnapped by a psychopath or get abducted by aliens?
Oh.
Either way, you're getting probed.
Ooh.
Hurry, quick, answer.
I guess the aliens, man. I don't know. I need a minute to just catch my breath because that was intense.
You're not ready. Would you rather have visual hallucinations of the Rain Girl or Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh, there's some more. I would rather see Freddy.
Okay, would you rather save your mom and let 100 innocent people die or 100 innocent people and let your mom die?
My mom needs to learn how to run. Let's go, Mom.
So you're killing 100 innocent people?
Bye. If I'm willing to kill 6, I'm willing to kill 100. Sorry, not sorry.
Damn, that's a huge gap jump.
Hey, man, some of our serial killers have killed over 600 people. So, you know, this is only level 1.
I'm done.
Good. Okay. Ghosties, I hope you were answering those with me because I just...
Veronica needs validation that she's not a psychopath.
Yes, please. Chelsea, I do have a quick question for you before you start off with the haunted location of the week.
Okay.
So if you could have your own club, Ghosties, this is for you as well. If you could have your own club, what would your club be about? And what are some qualifications one must have to join?
I mean, I know what it would be. I just don't know if I want to say it.
You've said plenty before.
Okay, so we all know the type of books that I read, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, sorry, but they're making their way to my FYP. I saw like 2 separate TikToks last night on my FYP and I was like, no, what's going on? But anyways, continue.
Okay, so you need to start with Den of Vipers, okay? You need to start with that book because that's what's gonna get you in or scare you off.
Okay.
That's for you, not for, I mean, Ghosties can read it too, but whatever.
You want me specifically to read that one?
Yeah, I want you specifically to read it.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So, my club So there's like, I guess there's like two. I would either have a sex club or I would have a all-female club where we read nothing but romance and then have like a bunch of strippers in
Wait,
there.
hold on. Skirt. Club number 1, sex club. Would you be doing the sex with the
No.
members? Oh,
No.
okay. Okay, clarify, girl. Oh my god. My imagination was going wild. Okay.
I would just host it and I would have like, I would make it like really elaborate and sexy and mysterious, and like I read too many books to not have creative ideas for it, okay?
I still don't understand what would be happening during these meetings.
Of the sex club or for the women?
The sex club.
Do I really need to elaborate what a sex club is, Veronica?
So you will be having the sex with the members?
No, I wouldn't. I would just be hosting it.
So you'd be watching?
Sure. There was no good answer for that, so sure.
Oh my god. To my therapist listening to this, yes, we will talk about this at our next session. Oh my god, section. I'm done. Why did I ask that? Why did I do that to myself?
Okay, so we're moving on from that topic, okay?
Yes,
deepest, darkest desires, I will fulfill them in the sex club. Not personally, I will just handle it, okay?
Oh, man. Anyways, moving on. Segment number 1, please. Please.
So the haunted location of the week is Oakland Cemetery, and so we're going to be traveling back to Georgia. Only this time we're going to be going to Atlanta.
Ooh.
So, Oakland Cemetery was founded as Atlanta's cemetery in 1850 with only 6 acres. It changed names in 1872, 22 years later, to reflect the large number of oak and magnolia trees, and then by that time it also expanded to 48 acres. The cemetery has 70,000 plots, the last of which were sold in 1884. But because they were family plots, there are still regular burials today. Now, there's lots of sections in this cemetery. It includes a Confederate section, which is home to an estimated of 6,900 burials, about 3,000 of which are unknown soldiers.
Wow.
There is a new and old Jewish section. The old part was part of the original 6 acres, and it expanded after the purchase of the other acres. And you also have Potter's Field, which is the section where those who couldn't afford plots of land were buried in the early days of the cemetery before the turn of the 20th century. Because the cemetery grew so quickly and plots of land were filled at such a fast rate, most people opted to be buried at Potter's Field because it was cheaper. Mm-hmm. So there's no markers that exist at the field, but archaeologists estimate that there are about 7,500 people buried in unmarked graves.
So you mean to tell me, not only are there 3,000 plus unknown soldiers buried there, but there's an additional
7,500.
Wow, 7,500 graves that just no one really knows about.
Yeah, and I'm not even done yet.
Jesus. All right. There
is also a black section of the cemetery. This section of the cemetery was a testament to the period of history during which segregation was at its height. So the entire cemetery reflects the great cultural that occurred in Atlanta during the service Jim Crow era, which is exhibited by the segregated black section, to the modern era that strives for social equality, which is seen by the recent burial of Menard Jackson on a plot in the original 6 acres. One feature that visitors notice right away is that of a black section. Similarly to the adjoining Potter's Field, it lacks a great deal of headstones, monuments, grave markers, like all of that. And because many of the grave markers for the black section were made of wood and other biodegradable materials at the time, a lot of the markers has succumbed to the passing of time, and as a result have been rendered a large portion of the grave sites in the black section being unidentified.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
It's known that spirits will be at peace when they're properly buried, right? Mm-hmm. So say that these people that have already been buried, if their, little marker that used to say their name and stuff is gone, do you think that disturbs the dead, or do you think it's means nothing?
I guess it really depends on the spirits. So there's things where they say not even just native burial grounds, like Indian burial grounds, but also mm-hmm. like the Egyptian tombs and everything. Mm-hmm. if it's been designated as theirs, it's possible that they could wake up, but I don't think that it really would, because even though their marker is gone, they're not being disturbed. Once they start getting disturbed, that's when you have a problem.
Totally get you.
And for me personally, I think that only lasts so long as the body is still there.
Yeah.
So, like, if you've been mummified and your body is still there, like 2,000 years later, and your tomb or your gravesite gets disturbed, yeah, I think that's bad juju. But if your body has already decomposed and your bones are dust and you're again, I think that it's been long enough that you've already not only moved on, but I believe in reincarnation, so
yeah,
you've already been reincarnated.
Also, can you stop shaking your tail so loud? Jesus, Chelsea.
Doobie.
I'm just kidding.
Lay down.
No, don't get in trouble.
Lay down. It's flea season out here, so.
Oh, we have a special guest on the show today, obviously.
Sorry.
At least it's cute.
Anyway, so those are all of the different sections of the graveyard. There's also a bell tower that was built in 1899, and General John B. Hood directed Confederate forces in the Battle of Atlanta on July 22nd, 1864, from this location that the tower was built, but it was originally a farmstead when the battle took place. So many graves have been destroyed over the years and vandalized, and because it was not a public cemetery, a lot of the graves were destroyed and vandalized because it was the responsibility of the family owners to take care of the plots. A lot of them were destroyed, and the only reason Oakland is in as good condition as it is now is because it was added to the National Register of Historic Places on April 28th, 1976, due to the historical value of the graveyard. And so the Historic Oakland Foundation was then established.
I'm glad it was saved eventually.
Yeah, the foundation has overseen the restoration and upkeep of many of the graves, monuments, mausoleums, and buildings that have been affected, not just by time, but also by the 2008 tornado that heavily damaged the cemetery. And the Historic Oakland Foundation is supported by donations, grants, and special events, and they maintain and restore the entire cemetery today, as well as providing guided tours of the grounds.
Right, so next time I'm in Atlanta, I'm definitely doing this tour.
Now, this cemetery has a lot of history about it. So there was a lot more information on the hauntings at Forsyth Park, which I did in episode 21. But with the Oakland Cemetery, it has a lot more history, but not so much on the hauntings. The only thing that seems to be agreed upon with the hauntings is that of the war soldiers. And in a cemetery with so many war casualties, it's no surprise that many of the legends that have sprung around have been about soldiers. Some people have said that they've seen Union soldiers hanging from a tree, heard names called out in roll call style, and even seen prominent Atlanta businessman Jasper Newton Smith rising from his statue to roam the cemetery at night. Now, I didn't mention this, but his statue is at the entrance of the cemetery and is pretty much the first thing that you see when you walk in. Many believe that the tension from burying the Union and Confederate soldiers in the same place is what causes them to haunt the area. And I really couldn't find information on the Union soldiers, like where exactly they're buried. They're just also buried in unmarked graves. So I'm not sure if they have like their own section or if they just mix them together.
Yeah.
Which would be really fucked up.
Very fucked up.
Like, it probably wouldn't, like, it really doesn't matter to us nowadays, maybe, because, you know, the Civil War is over. But at the time, like, you're literally burying people with their enemy.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of people that would not want to be buried next to a, what, Confederate soldier?
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also, like, the Confederate soldiers themselves wouldn't want to be, you know, buried with the Union soldiers. So I can go on about the Confederate and Union soldiers. I did a research paper on it, and we're just going to move on from that.
Got it.
So anyways, while the cemetery doesn't have any as interesting hauntings as Forsyth Park in Savannah, I think it's an interesting haunted spot for historians and those who are interested in the Civil War, just because there's more soldier sightings than anything else.
Yeah, well, I'd still give this cemetery a shot for sure.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Whether I'm going to seek, ghosty stuff or, for the history itself.
Oh yeah, and the history, like there, if you've seen some of the pictures, it is such a beautiful park, and I mean not like a park, but they added gardens into it and all kinds of different things to make it more beautiful. It goes towards preserving the cemetery as part of the historical significance, and it is gorgeous. That's my section.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that. So I do have my serial killer of the week. Oh, here we go with the name. His name is Hiroshi Maeue. I'm pretty sure it's Maeue. I'm pretty sure. He does have another nickname, but I'll go ahead and tell you the nickname after I tell you about our little friend here. So Hiroshi was born on August 8th, 1968 in Osaka Prefecture, Japan. Hiroshi was convicted of killing a total of 3 people, a 14-year-old boy, a 25-year-old woman, and a 21-year-old man, all of whom were members of an online suicide club. Yes, you heard right. These victims were part of a club that was made out of suicidal members. That's why I wanted to ask you what kind of club you would have. Totally different than what this guy was doing.
I'm trying to help people indulge in their pleasures, not end their lives.
Well, that's not going to age so well. Hiroshi would convince his victims to meet up and end their lives together by committing suicide via carbon monoxide poisoning using a charcoal burner in a sealed car. After a brief conversation, Hiroshi would instead strangle them. He later said that the murders gave him sexual pleasure. So yeah, this guy suffered from a paraphilic psychosexual disorder. In other words, this freak couldn't achieve sexual release if strangulation was not involved. Now, I'm not here to judge. If you're into strangulation, please tap out when the lights start getting dim or have a safe word, okay? Please.
You can't have a safe word when you're being choked.
Yeah, well, you can start clapping like a seal, all right?
I'm gonna try that.
Stop. At your sex club? Yes.
Sure. No, I'm gonna try that now, just to try it. Be like, choke me so I can clap like a seal. I'll let you know how it goes.
No. No.
I'm just kidding.
No. I'll hear all about it at your sex club meeting on Friday. Okay, so
damn, I'm not opening a club that soon.
Yeah, you sent me an email.
No, I didn't. Not that soon. It's too early. Wait till next year.
Next year. Anyways, back to my hold on. Hold on. Hiroshi did claim that this desire of his developed after reading about similar events in a mystery novel as a child. Okay, another thing I would like to see again, I'm not here to judge, but either child-proof your naughty books or make sure you know what the hell these kids are reading, okay? That your kids are reading, because that's where his ideas came. So unfortunately, this isn't the first serial killer that I have researched where I truly believe that these monsters could have been stopped before killing innocent people. We all know how broken the system could be, not only in our country, but in other countries. So before the murders, Hiroshi attended the Kanazawa Institute of Technology, where in 1988 he attempted to strangle a male friend, which resulted in him dropping out. In 1955, Hiroshi was arrested and charged with assault after beating and attempting to asphyxiate a male work associate. After settling out of court, he was released but fired from his job. In 2001, he was arrested once more for the attempted strangling of 2 women and sentenced to a year in prison and 3 years of suspended sentence. After being released early on good behavior, he was arrested again in 2002 for attempting to strangle a junior high school boy, for which he was sentenced to 22 months in prison. So all of this happened before he killed those 3 people.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit. This guy could have been stopped so early on, and I'm very disappointed that he wasn't. And I'm
Like,
just
isn't there like a 3-strike rule within the government? Like,
I don't know how it is in Japan though. So,
oh, that's true.
but yeah, I don't know. I hope that they're doing better, the system, to keep these fucking monsters out of the streets. He was let out on good behavior, dude. What? You know what I mean? That's like trying to get Jeffrey Dahmer to get out on good behavior. Like, no. Um, and on July 28th, 2009, Hiroshi was hanged in Osaka along with a 25-year-old serial killer, Yukio Yamaji. So that is my serial killer for the week, guys. Another name he's known as is the suicide website murderer. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to give it away. The Club. But yeah, that was fun.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on your Jeffrey Dahmer comment. Like, could you imagine?
No, I don't want to. That's what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are obviously freaks, like, in every way. And
I
you're just
know.
letting them out because they fucking said thank
Good
you.
behavior. Oh, I said, oh, I'm sorry about what I did.
I can't. I can't. The system needs to get police.
Like, I'm just picturing the outrage in the community and, like, society as a whole.
Imagine
Yeah.
the families of these victims.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah, that would be so crazy.
so moving on, we're gonna get started with segment number 3, which is our tarot card reading. And this week, we are doing a tarot reading for a special listener. We are gonna call her by Sue, and she wanted a clarity tarot reading. So this reading consists of 4 cards. Card number 1, what you need to know. Card number 2, what you need to embrace. Card number 3, what you need to release. And card number 4, what's next. So, card number 1, what do you need to know? The card that I got was 3 of reversed. Obstacle after obstacle has left you feeling frustrated and apprehensive. You can see the big picture. However, there are blocks along the way. Plans with not only a timeline but a deadline have been thrashed, which ends up feeling like time wasted. In a constant state of overwhelm, you are thrown off your game and unable to adjust to the challenges that have come your way. This could also have happened due to poor planning and a shaky foundation. Take your losses for what they are and align yourself back to your grand vision. Ask yourself what tiny steps you can take today so that you are that much closer to achieving what you have dreamed of for yourself. This is all a part of the journey, and you have all the resources necessary to overcome your struggles. I think that was very straightforward with
Yeah.
what you need to know.
You're playing it safe and you need to not.
Yeah, and then, whatever failures, I guess, I don't really want to call them failures, but, whatever bumps in the road that you've come across, you've
Don't let them stop you.
you've gone through them. That's the big picture here. So continue to move forward and just be a little bit more prepared for those bumps and know that you're going to get through it like you have been.
Exactly.
The card number 2 is what you need to embrace. The card we got was 9 of Swords. A living nightmare, your worst fears are coming true. You've managed to manifest your worries by constantly thinking about worst case scenarios, creating anxiety and stress. Making a mountain out of a molehill perpetuates your despair and fuels your melancholy. Fear and doubt are paralyzing you from moving forward, with endless what if scenarios playing over and over in your head. You're frozen with the crippling fear and doubt that you've created, and beating yourself up is only making it worse. Transform yourself out of the darkness and leap out of the shadows, becoming your own cheerleader, and acknowledge yourself for all the good that you've been doing. Celebrate your wins and breathe in all your blessings. Ease your anxiety by remembering all is not lost. So embrace your
Breaking point.
yeah.
Embrace your breaking point. Accept that it's going to happen and work through it to figure out how to move on. Baby steps. a little goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Literally, celebrate your wins, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah. Sorry.
I need to take my own advice, but yeah, definitely celebrate the wins.
All
No
right.
matter how
So
small.
I agree. Anything and everything counts, man. Card number 3, what you need to release. Now, Sue, um, the cards for this one literally slapped me in the face. So I'm guessing this one's really important for you to hear. So I actually got 2 cards, not just one. The first card is the High Priestess, and the second card is Two of Cups reversed. So let's go ahead and start with the High Priestess. A mystery of the subconscious, the High Priestess asks you to listen to your inner voice. She combines serenity, inner knowing, and collective wisdom to guide you toward your intuition. Trust your gut and let it lead you to the right answers. Don't force control. Instead, let situations unfold as they are meant to be. At this time, pay special attention to your dreams, as they may carry subliminal messages that can help you in your waking hours. Looking inward rather than outward can provide you with the guidance that you seek. Your imagination is ripe with creativity and flow, free from logic and practicality. Embody the divine feminine that exists inside of you to connect back to the fertile life source in all of us. Trust that your expanding intuition is guiding you to where you need to go. So that's the first card in what you need to release. How would you translate that, Chelsea?
Well, because you have 2 cards, I would translate them together.
Got it. So the second card was Two of Cups reversed. Unable to hash out conflicts, you are struggling to uphold your relationships right now. You and your partner are having trouble seeing eye to eye, and it is causing a rift between you two, creating an awkward and constrained energy. Instead of blaming the other person, look into whether you have unresolved patterns from the past that are replaying in this current scenario. Regardless, whether it's you or the other person, there is a lack of emotional connection and trust. The uneven footing could be the end of a partnership, where you two may take separate paths and go your own way. Not all relationships are meant to last forever and have a place and a time in your life. Instead of feeling bitter, appreciate what the relationship has given you and how you grew from this experience.
So I'm getting a lot of, like, what do you need to release? You need to release the bullshit. And that's stop worrying about other people and just focus on yourself and accepting yourself. And once you do that and you release all that negativeness, you'll be able to follow your inner instincts to guide you for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve.
That being said, we're going to go ahead and move forward to our last card, which is What's Next. So the card we got for card number 4, What's Next, is the Fool. How exciting. The Fool is a card of pure spontaneous energy filled with curiosity and enthusiasm for the next adventure. You're ready to step forward into a new journey where the sky's the limit. You have boundless potential where you can pour your exuberance into fresh creative endeavors. Living in the moment, you are learning to let go of expectations and to go with the flow. You are ready to venture into unknown territories and pioneer your free spirit self into the new phase of your life. With a carefree attitude, this is a time to really discover yourself in new ways and explore your options. Trust your gut, listen to your heart, and believe in yourself. Once you let go, the universe will support you on this exciting beginning of your journey. And then it says, YOLO, you only live once. Well, I could see what year my cards were made. It said YOLO.
So,
YOLO,
what's
Sue.
next? So, new beginnings, new challenges, basically a new you.
A new journey. I'm excited for you. I hope everything works out, whatever is going on. If there is anything going on, you have so much potential to discover or rediscover yourself, and I hope you do get to do that, and I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for you too.
All right, Sue, thank you so much for letting us do a tarot card reading for you. And that all being said, it's the end. I'm so sad. Let's go back to talking about your sex club. Let's get more into that.
Let's not.
So, is there like a certain like I don't know, uniform you have to wear or like dress code?
The less the better.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
have no idea. I just made that up on the top of my head.
And like, would you sell tickets or would it be like the same people every week?
I mean, it would have to be exclusive. So, I mean, not so much tickets, but like invites.
Invites, people that pay for their like what not subscription, but what do you call it when you have like annual pass or something?
When you have what?
Like an annual pass, like an annual pass to Disneyland. Will they have an
Oh,
annual pass for your club?
I am. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do annual. Maybe I would do like biannually.
Yeah. And then are there any prizes that you get? Do you win anything?
Sex? I don't
You get
fucking know.
late?
It was
It's your club.
It was hypothetical.
Shut the fuck. Anyways, thank you, ghosties, for joining us this week. Make sure to give us a follow on our social media. If you want a free tarot card reading, please, please, please feel free to let us know, whether it's DM or you want to shoot us a text. We will choose one lucky person a week. We are your hosts. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
Have a spooky weekend. What? Have a spooky weekend. Talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.